Hey everyone, welcome back to Techscriptaid. In this video, we are diving into a production grade contact form project built with Next.js and TypeScript. So this isn't just another form, it's a structured way how professionals build scalable apps. So in this, we'll be including enterprise style architecture, custom React hooks, mocked backend which is test ready, fully typed with TypeScript, and we'll be using Jest for unit testing. So let's break down each file and explain what's going on under the hood. Here I'm sharing my screen, and let's start with the component user actually interacts with contact form tsx file initially. So this file renders the UI and delegates all behavior to the custom hook, right? As you can see in this. So here we import React and our custom hook. The logic isn't embedded here, but it is lying inside the hooks file. So in the hooks we have used contact form.ts where we have our logic. So that we'll go through once we'll reach there. Now I'm going through with this completely. So we'll be walking through step by step in each line what's going on here. So in this case, line number 4, where we are declaring a contact form with the react.fc. So this is our function contact form. Okay, so this defines a functional React component using TypeScript react.fc type, which helps with autocomplete and static type checking, right? And here this is our hook. As I told you, use contact form under the hook. So this is our hook. So we are pulling out state and behavior from our hook, you can see in this line, right? So this component just renders UI and reacts to changes, nothing more. Okay. So what this JSX is returning here. So this JSX returns a form. So as you can see, here is the form, right? So this on submit triggers the logic from our hook. Okay, and data test ID here, this one, data test ID, where we have assigned our contact form, help us easily find this form in our automated tests. Okay, so this input is a control component. Its value is controlled by React state, and we have on change event here. Yeah, this one, which updates the state whenever the user types. So if you are new, name is important here. Name, this all. Okay, name is important here. Why? Because it must match the key in our form object, form data object. Otherwise, the handle change won't know what to update. This one, handle change. So this handle change won't know what to update. You got my point? That's why the name is required and it's very necessary here. So for why I am again and again repeating, because for the new people who are new to React or something, so they might be a bit confused why. So that's why. Okay. So and the same deal with for all controlled fields like email, message, or if there is any other field also. So same will be the case in that. So clicking this submit button form here, so will trigger our custom hook logic. Okay, so let's move to the other file. Okay, so let me open the hooks. In the hooks I have use contact form.ts. Yeah, here, yes. So what exactly is going on here? First thing you will notice is the use state. Okay, those who are more experienced one, they'll be noticing I'm not using reducers. So why? So before diving into these lines, let me address a common question. So why we are using use state hooks and not a single use reducer? So use reducers are used when the state is complex, okay, and interrelated, or as in this case. So we don't have much. We have simple basic form data and simple success error feedback. So there is no need. Straight line. Okay. That's the straightaway question. That is straightaway answer to this. Okay. So when we need it, we need it when we have bit complexity, okay, when we are there to add field level validations, async loading states, field tracking. So that time we'll be switching to use reducers. Otherwise it's not that wise step in this demo for this simple things, okay. So I'm not using it in this case. So let's jump into this use contact form here, and this is the core logic. So that's why I'm a bit emphasizing here. So here we in this first 3 lines we are importing React use state for managing state, which is one of the very important thing, especially in JavaScript frameworks, like React and some others also, like Next.js especially. So that's why I'm giving more emphasis here. So we'll be using it for managing state, as I told, our mocking service that simulates the backend, and the TypeScript interface that defines our form data structure especially. So and then let me start with one by one line again. So this the next line where we having this function use contact form. So what this function is doing, this defines a custom React hook. Think of it as a reusable function that encapsulates logic of any component needing form behavior, okay, like that. So here we create the initial state for our form fields, like you can see here we are setting initial state for our form fields. It's an object where each key is a field name. So all these are field names, all right. The type ensures we don't accidentally miss or mistype any fields, right? So that's why we are using TypeScript. That's where the TypeScript picture comes in. So separate pieces of state handle whether the form succeeds or fails, right? Here I have mentioned it, the success and the error part, okay. So we use them to trigger. Here I'm using them for triggering conditional rendering later on, okay. Then we have a generic function handle submit, okay. So this is a generic function to handle all input changes. We have e dot something, e dot prevent default, like that. Another thing is there which I want to emphasize is e dot target value. Yeah. So here we go, e dot target value, here it is, and e dot target name. So what it is doing, e dot target name gets the name of the field being edited, and the same way e dot target value is the new value typed by the user that it will capture, okay. So what again, one more thing I want to showcase here is the spread operator. So this thing, whenever you see 3 dots, so this is the spread operator. I'm not going into depth in the very beginner level details, but you must be aware of this. So I need not to start from the very scratch telling you what the definition of spread operator here, but we use the spread operator to copy the existing state, then override just the field being changed. So this is how you can remember it, okay. So this avoids writing a separate function for each input field. Got my point? So, and what more I can explain in this case is this will also keep our code clean and DRY dry, okay. So and one more thing what I can add on to this is, this prevents the default form submission which would reload the page. For that we have e.prevent default always. So this is not new, this is very old. You must be knowing it since 2000, right? People who were there since 2000 must be using it too much. So we hardly need to mention it here. So I'm just like that telling what exactly is doing it line by line. So that's why I did that also. And we simulate this sending data in a service. So this is how I simulated. I'm not using Strappy here, not Strappy, so yeah, Strappy here, because I can use that Strappy I have in my system, the backend, but it will unnecessarily create the complexity, and this video will be too long, and the thing which I want to emphasize, I will lose that focus also, and people who have to work on this GitHub code which I had uploaded here, that again will be a bit complex for them to go through, because for that you need full-fledged Strappy setup, and it should work with without any conflicts with the npm versions or so that if somebody already has it, they can plug in that and use the same, or else they can go with the mocking the way I did here. So again, continuing with the thing, so this is the way we simulate here. What happens is we simulate sending data using my service which I created. So if it succeeds, we set success to true. Okay, here set success to true and clear the form, and if it fails, we show an error message, fail to send message. Okay, so this one, now the hook returns everything the component need to function. This clean separation between logic and UI is what it gives this project an enterprise vibe. So for which I am emphasizing more, because that make it distinguished from the other things. Okay, so coming to our services part, we have services in our this one service directory with the name of contact-service.ts file. So this is a mock backend service which I was talking about. Think of this file as a placeholder for where real API communication would happen. Okay, so here what is going on, we have a async function with contact form data. So we import the form data here to ensure create contact function receives data in the correct structure: name, email, message. Okay, three things we have. Okay, name, email and message. So type safety, here type safety helps to avoid runtime bugs. So for that, again the credit goes to the TypeScript. Yeah, and this function simulates as a asynchronous network call by returning a promise. You can see here, I would have done it using fetch also, but that was not required. So earlier as you seen, I had done it using Axios. So this time I felt like I should keep it using these promises only. So what's happening is returning a promise that resolves after 500 milliseconds here. Okay, I am just going through line by line, so that if anybody who is a beginner also, that again should understand what exactly is going on here. So in a real project, you would be replacing this with an actual fetch or Axios, as I told you, to call our backend endpoints. Okay. Okay. So next comes our test. How we are testing this using this contact form test.tsx and use contact form so here one thing I want to emphasize, I'm using here Jest. You can see Jest config file separately. So another way is I can have the entry here also without using it explicitly, so that you can check how you want to use it. Either you want to use a separate file depending on your setup. So I am using a old node version, so my compatibility was like this only, because I am already running a production deployment from this same machine, which is having Nextjs and Strappy as my backend. So I have to use that same setup, because it's been 2 years I am using the same, so I am not updating my node here. So what's next is testing use contact form test.tsx file. So not this one, the other one, use contact form test.ts will go through first. Okay, so next up is testing the custom hook, right? The main, where our main logic lies. Okay, so this is essentially large app where we have our logic which is a bit complex and hard to debug manually. So here what we are doing is we are importing a render hook and act from testing library as you can see here, testing library I'm using, okay, to simulate the hook in an isolated environment, and we mock the service so that we are not actually waiting for real sync behavior. Okay, you can see how it is going. So how we are updating our form data on change, right? So what else? Yeah, this ensures that in case any call to create contact for which we are using a contact form, okay, is intercepted by a mock, preventing side effects, and we also can make sure that test should run faster. Okay, that you may want or not want depending on your scenario, I can say. But here we can simulate what I am doing correctly is, okay, you can simulate many things as you feel like, but here simulate typing into the name field. Okay, the name field, as you can say, yeah, actually I set it my name, and assert that the state inside the hook update as expected. So this verifies a change handler works or not. Okay, so in this test we populate form fields, form submission, check out that the mock service was called, and verify success rate and clear the errors. So this ensures that the full hook behaves exactly as expected when a user interacts with it. Okay, so now coming on to my contact form.txt file. So this yeah, for this I want to tell, so this creates a virtual DOM. So this will not be rendered in the UI in front of you. So this will be acting as a virtual DOM file for testing purpose. So all tests now pass successfully. It will show to you as an update, and the earlier JSX parsing error which was resolved correctly or configured in the Jest, it will also show that. So this will handle the common pitfalls, and excellent real-time debugging lesson for you, I guess. So finally we can test the script here now. Okay, let me run this project once and show you. Yeah, here you can see I'm executing it. Yeah, it is starting now in the localhost, as you can see. Now I have set my file. Okay, wait. Yeah, don't worry, because we have a, I had named it as a contact, that contact form. Okay, now it has appeared. Now you can fill any name. I am filling my own name. I demo test, and it should show me it succeeded or not. So it's showing the message sent successfully, and we had already set it. Now we'll be checking how our tests going on with this. So how the evaluation with the test went, that we need to check now. For that we can do, okay, I'll keep this as it is just for your reference. Maybe I need to tell something. npm test, I'll run this. Yeah, I'm increasing the screen so that you can see the terminal also, what's going on here. It will slowly start the test. Once it starts, it will give the result. Okay, so here it is showing the test is running, and for use contact form test.ts file and contact form test.tsx, so it is showing how it is completing the different aspects in each and every file of the code. So that I have covered, but it will take time. Okay, wait. Oh, test one failed. Okay, what happened here? This failed because I know the reason. Because of my this old Node.js. Because of that, there is something related to package.json. I'll show you where exactly is the issue. So here I am running again. Here it's shown now the test pass. Why? Because my JX was set to preserve, because I'm using the old, as I told you, the old node version. So it is resetting again and again to preserve. So again change to React.js, so it worked. So in your case also, it's same issue happens. You can do the same, or else you keep your node updated only, so that you won't face this kind of issue. So, but it is showing me some other issues now. Let me go through it one by one, what exactly is going on. Okay, now once again I had run, and now what's there again, it failed, I guess. Yeah, 2 of the 3 passed. Okay, fine. So here it went, all fine. And also we have another way of checking it in the coverage. So I can run the coverage here, test coverage. Now write it like this. Okay, yeah, so it will update the reports. And how we can view is in this coverage directory we have icov report, and in that this HTML file you need to open it. Yeah, it is showing me the statements. Oh good, 100% test coverage, you can see. So normally generally in the applications where we have in our enterprise, normally the rate is around 80 to 90%. So here we are getting 100%, so it's more than enough. So you can see the other details also. So okay, then I'll choose some good topic again. Next time we'll come up with some good things. We'll be learning more than the speed what is required. So happy coding. Bye bye.